Hello and welcome to Never Seen It, a podcast about movies we haven't seen. I'm one of your hosts, Trent. I'm here with my lovely wife, Betsy.
I'm lovely.
And you're also Betsy.
It's true.
Yes. Today, we're done with our Halloween-style movies. We're done with that. It's November now. We're moving on. Today, we're going to watch a brand new movie that just came out in October. The 2021 version of Dune.
Yes, indeedy.
So, Betsy, this has been made a couple of times in the past.
Well, at least once. I don't think there's multiple versions, are there?
There was a mini-series, apparently.
I did not know that.
That came out in 2000.
I definitely missed that.
Yeah.
So I know that Dune existed in the 1980s version, and I know bits and pieces about that, but my understanding is the movie is not great.
Yeah. So David Lynch did the original Dune in 1984.
Yes.
Starring Kyle MacLachlan and
Sting!
Other people. Oh, yeah, and Sting was in that, sure. So the understanding, the consensus about that movie was that it was not a very good adaptation.
Yes.
From the original source material.
Which is apparently, in the world of sci-fi novels, is a big deal.
Sure. And I would say the only other one that I can think of that, like adaptation from a book series that was beloved, that kind of shit the bed, was the most recent one with Idris Elba. What was that one that they were trying to get?
Dark Tower?
Dark Tower, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's been just howling for a Dark Tower series of movies, and they made one, and it just bombed.
Yeah.
Because people hated it.
Well, and look at how long it's been in between these adaptations. So you had 1984, the original Dune film.
Yeah.
Another almost 20 years go by, and you get a series.
Yeah,
which,
a mini-series with
again,
William Hurt, apparently.
Clearly wasn't very good or popular, because I didn't even know they did it.
Right.
And now it's been another 20 years for this adaptation.
Right.
So this is a big flagship sort of movie. And I think they have put a lot of love and care into this based on the mistakes and missteps of the previous adaptations.
Sure, you're almost 40 years on now from the original adaptation.
And I don't know when the book came out, but assume closer to 50.
Right. Right. And people have been clamoring for it again. It was like, hey, do us justice. Do this book some justice. Give us what we want, because it is apparently a very good book.
And this version is supposed to be pretty good. I've heard a lot of people saying that this is a solid movie. The director, Denis Villeneuve, he did Arrival, which we both loved.
Yeah.
He's made a lot of other sci-fi, like modern sci-fi movies that seems to be becoming his niche. There's a lot of big name stars in this movie.
There's a lot of people in this movie.
A lot of people in this movie. As far as the actual plot, it's in space.
Yeah, it's like, you could even call it a post-apocalyptic thing.
I have no idea.
It's humans on another planet. I know that much.
Is it actually humans or is it humanoids?
Oh, fuck, I don't know. I have no idea.
I saw a meme about this, and it was something to the effect of, my dad married a witch and now I have anxiety. And I don't understand that joke, but I'm hoping...
Explain the movie badly.
I'm hoping it makes sense when we see this.
Yeah. So what do we got here? We got Timothée Chalamet, who is this big up-and-coming actor that everybody has been trying to put up on a pedestal to say he is the second coming of actors.
He's this hot young actor.
Yeah.
And then you've got Zendaya.
Or Zendaya. What is it?
I never remember. Every time I think I've got it right, I say it wrong. So apologies to Zendaya.
She's a Disney kid
who's grown up to... Disney kid.
Yeah, she's a Disney kid who's grown up into this, like, fashion icon. If nothing else, she's a fashion icon.
Yep. I know Jason Momoa is in this.
Yep.
Oscar Isaac.
Yep, Oscar Isaac. Batista is in it. I can't think of anybody else. But there's a lot of names.
Yep. The thing I always think of that has been pretty iconic in the way this looks is that little breathing apparatus they use, because it's in the original movie too, where it's like this weird little nose plug thing that runs to their ear.
Right.
I don't really know. There's like weird little things I know about this movie, but overall plot, I have no idea. I'm going into this a little bit blind.
That and sandworms.
Are there sandworms
in
this
sandworms.
too?
Well, and that's part of the iconic stuff from the other fiction. is that there are big ass sandworms on this planet.
It's a desert planet, hence Dune, question mark?
Sure.
Yeah, otherwise I got nothing, Trent. Anything else you've heard?
I heard it's pretty good.
All right.
I've heard it's pretty good. It is a slog. This is like 2.5 hours long.
I hope the pacing is okay. It's really going to upset me if I have to sit and I'm bored for an hour.
Yeah, and again, I know nothing about the fiction other than what we've already said. So, yeah, Betsy, let's go see Dune 2021. We'll be right back. Back. Betsy, what did you think of Dune?
I really liked this one.
It's really cool, isn't it?
It's dense. Like, this is not sci-fi for the faint of heart.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be paying attention at the beginning. They feed you a lot of information.
Yeah.
And like sci-fi, there's a lot of weird names that you have to try to remember. But then our lead is called Paul, so I don't really know.
You know, it was written in the 60s, Betsy.
Yeah, so I looked it up. The book was written in 1965. So it's actually really closer to 60 years that this movie has been in the works, so to speak.
Sure.
Yeah, it looked really cool.
Yeah.
The effects, the scenery, the lighting, the sound is really cool in this. The music is really cool in this. So I already have a short list of things I believe this will be nominated for come awards season.
Right. And I would say the word that I would use to describe this is it's just cool.
Yeah. It's epic.
Yeah.
This is a sci-fi epic.
But it's very muted. Like,
yes.
They're not calling attention to, hey, look how cool this is. Like, look at this over here. No, it's just how it is. Mm-hmm. They don't try to make it seem more than what it is.
Yeah,
they're not. That makes sense.
They're not, what's the word?
They're not aggrandizing the environment. It's just...
This is just the world.
This is just the world. It's kind of fucked up. What I like one of the things that happens in the movie is that one of the pieces of equipment breaks.
Yes.
I like in the future when shit is busted.
Yes, so it's the year 10191 or something.
10,191. We're more than 8,000 years in the future.
And these are humans. So they use the word humans.
Yep.
So I was mistaken. These are humans, but we have expanded across the galaxies.
Yeah.
As it were.
Right. And we have interstellar travel. We have, people living on different planets.
Yep.
We have different factions here and there, but we all have one emperor.
Yeah.
Which we don't actually meet.
No.
But I guess we'll get to that. But overall, I think, there's not a ton of acting. It's just a lot of... It's
subtle.
It's very subtle acting.
Quiet,
just little conversations
acted.
here and there. Nothing big.
No, I think the most emotion you get... There's the scene where he puts his hand in the box and he's trying to control himself.
Right.
Like there's kind of pushing some boundaries. There's like the scene in the tent where he gets very emotional and his mother gets very emotional.
Yeah, after they realize.
Yeah. Otherwise, there's a lot of very stoic people in this movie.
A lot of long stares.
Yes. Into the sun and having visions and things of that nature.
Right.
But I did think this was really cool. And I had to ask you to pause it a couple times.
Yeah,
so clarify this. Let me understand. Make sure I follow.
We had to have a few clarification conversations during the movie.
So that I made sure I was understanding what I was watching.
Right. And it's with anything as dense as this, number one, I can see how this was difficult to really find a through line.
To adapt, you mean?
To adapt, yeah. Mm-hmm. Because you got a lot of different factions, you got a lot of different groups here.
And you have to pack a lot of history into it very quickly.
Right. So that was really what I took out of it to begin with. It's like I have a hard time really getting into big lore like this, but I have to see it. I have to then go back and try to find other references. Like the first time we watched Game of Thrones, I had already seen the first few episodes of Game of Thrones. You had not seen any of it when we first started watching it.
Correct.
It was I think maybe 1 or 2 seasons already in. So I had a little bit of a base knowledge because the person I was watching it with in the beginning had already read the books. So she actually gave me a little bit of insight into it. So I had a base of knowledge.
You had a foundation.
I had a foundation before I even went into that. And Game of Thrones, there are a lot more factions than this movie. Now, I have had nothing. I know nothing about this fiction, this landscape, nothing. So, that all being said, I think I got it towards about the middle of the movie. After the attack happened on the sand planet, I got it.
Yeah.
So, them explaining who everybody is, you don't need a lot of details. That's the thing.
No. Like, I don't even really remember half their names, but it's like, okay, that guy's bad, that guy's good, this woman's playing a bunch of sides.
You know where everybody's allegiances are to a point. And that's, I think, the most important thing. You don't need to know everybody's names. You don't need to know their entire backstory.
No, and of course, the thing we neglected to mention, because I didn't even know this until about a week ago, this is part 1.
Part 1, guys. This is not the entire thing.
So this is Dune part 1, and they have greenlit Dune part 2.
Yeah.
So there's at least going to be one more of these. But again, not having the context of the novel, I don't know how much ground we have covered. If this is going to be just 2 parts, or if this is going to be 3 or 5, who the hell knows?
Right, and from what I've read about the 84 movie, David Lynch actually had planned on making a 3 to 4 hour epic.
Yeah.
And the studio shut that down, and he had to cut it to just over 2 hours. Which...
The whole thing.
Yeah, the entire thing. And the fans of the fiction, the fans of the book, were so outraged by that they just said, you know what, no, this is just crap. You are not giving this book, this fiction, its due. Which
is so fascinating because when this book came out in 1965, epics were all the rage.
Yeah.
In the 1960s, if you had just made Dune into a movie in 1967, it would have been a 5-hour fucking movie. It would have been longer than David Lynch's version.
Yeah. And from my understanding of reading about this property has been in the works as a film off and on through different hands and different studios, and every single time that it touched a studio, they said, this is unfilmable. You can't do it. It's too big. It's too expensive. We just don't have the means of actually doing it. But now, in 2021, we have CG.
Yeah.
We have all of this technology that, you know what? Just go and find a desert somewhere. We can fill in the rest.
Right, we'll build a couple of sets. We'll call it good. Green screens, everyone.
Right. And I can see why they greenlit this one because of the way they're going to do it and the vision of what's coming in part 2 and beyond. Because I imagine it's going to be more than 2 parts. This movie seemed just exposition for me.
Yeah, so it was a little bit slow at the beginning. Then the middle section, it just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. And it's very exciting and moves right along at a clip. And then there's a little bit of a slog at the end. And then it's over.
Right.
And that's kind of the whole movie. So it's just when I was getting really invested, it was ending.
Yeah. And I think that's intentional.
Yes.
It's totally intentional because they want you to come back for seconds.
Oh, I'll be back.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see what happens in this movie now.
I'm invested,
I'm intrigued. Yeah. So now I understand the meme, of course, that I mentioned earlier. My dad married a witch and now I have anxiety. He's like, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up.
Well, he's being pulled in 2 or 3 different directions.
Yeah. So basically, let's just talk about it.
Yeah.
So the big plot. So there is a planet. It is a desert planet, and there is this thing called spices that is basically a hallucinogenic property, but it also runs spaceships.
Yeah.
So it is the most valuable substance
it is
in the galaxy.
Very valuable resource.
Yes.
That everybody wants.
Everybody wants it. So there is a group that comes in and basically takes over this planet to mine and refine it. But there are also the locals, the Freemen, who are like the planet dwellers who live out in the desert, and they've adapted to living in this environment.
Yeah, this is their home planet.
Yeah, and they, of course, like any good movie like this, they are the locals who don't want to be run. They want their freedom.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Freeman is clearly...
Stop fucking up our shit.
Yes, Freeman is clearly a very lazy play on free man.
Yeah, right.
The author got a little slack on using that term, but he also named our hero Paul and his mother Jessica, so what the fuck do I know?
Right.
That was something that did kind of bother me. You know, you have all these epic, like, planet names and family names, and then Duncan, Idaho.
Duncan, Idaho.
What the fuck kind of a name is Duncan, Idaho? It was so distracting to me.
Right.
Like, it's so cheesy. Maybe that sounded cool 60 years ago, but his name is Idaho.
Well, we did get a hero not too much longer after this was written by the name of Luke.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Did you get a lot of Star Wars vibes watching this?
I did.
I think there was definitely some inspiration drawn from Dune. Now that I know it predates Star Wars substantially,
Yep.
I think there was probably some influence, whether intentional or not.
Sure.
There were things in this
And
movie.
Dune was a big book back in the
Yes.
day.
Yes.
It was very popular and
25,000 pages.
sure. And that's insane. Oh my God.
But yes.
And Star Wars gets its inspiration from a whole lot of different places. I'm sure this was one of them.
Yes. I think, desert planet, there's 2 moons.
There's an emperor.
There's an emperor and an empire, and there's different races and
there's
groups.
a force of some kind here.
Yes, there's magic in this.
Yeah.
So you've got the Duke, who's Oscar Isaac, his wife Jessica, because in 10,000 whatever AD, we're still going to use the name Jessica and the name Paul.
Basic white girl name.
Basic white girl name, Paul. And then we find out that Jessica is from this like religious but also mystical order.
Yeah.
And has magical powers that she is teaching her son.
Right.
And they use like the voice. So there's this like crazy thing they can do
to command other beings.
To control people, basically.
Yeah, to command other beings into doing exactly what you want them to do. And it doesn't come natural to him because he's a half-breed, if you want to call it like that. He is a half-breed of her order, and the Duke, who is human, I guess. Yeah. And I guess she's not.
He's just a boring-ass Duke? I don't know.
Kick-ass Duke. Yeah, and like when the priestess lady comes and tests him, she says something to the effect of, well, you humans.
Yeah.
Implying that the ladies are not human, at least all the way.
Well, she has some sort of control over her own destiny because the woman, when she leaves, is like, we told you could have daughters and you insisted on having a son.
Right.
So like, she's like, no, I could totally do it. But we find out that we're getting ahead of ourselves. So we have this planet. This group has been on the planet for 80 years, and the Emperor finally says, get off. You're done. But it's made them incredibly wealthy, and they are butthurt about having to leave. Yeah. And then the Emperor puts the Duke's family in charge of the planet as wardens of the planet. And that's kind of where we start.
Our Atreides.
Our Atreides
are the family that we're following here. They are a long existing family. They are very powerful.
Kick-ass Dukes.
Kick-ass Dukes. They have wardenship over their water planet. It's referred to as an ocean planet, I think. Whatever they're doing there, he's doing a good job. So the Emperor says, these other guys suck. We're going to bring you in, and you're going to help out. You're going to make peace between us, the spice miners, and the locals.
Yeah.
You're going to come in. You're going to have a meeting with one of their leaders, and you're going to make peace. You're going to keep on mining the spice, and do it better than the last guys.
Right. But it becomes quickly apparent that there's a lot of moving pieces.
Yeah.
And the Emperor seems set on destroying this family.
Yeah.
So he basically is setting them up for failure.
Right.
And behind the scenes is sending little minions around to send the Harkonnens like back to like start shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of moving parts, intrigue. You're not really sure exactly what's going on because you'll see the same character in different areas saying, I'm here to test you. Also, the same woman who's like the reverend mother of this lady's clan is like with the bad guys saying, okay, you're going to go and fuck shit up.
Yeah.
So they're all sort of
it's playing different sides.
Arms of the Emperor, who we don't know what his real deal is. They kind of say, oh, he was threatened by this family. Why? What the fuck were they doing?
Right. Which, again, this is all exposition here.
Yeah.
Like, we barely got any...
This is all like the first hour of the movie.
Yeah, like the first hour is just setting everything up. You get the middle part, which is the invasion and
second
fighting.
act.
And then the third act
Yeah.
kind of sets up, okay, here's where our hero is going to go from now on.
Yeah.
So... yeah, it was kind of all over the place. I was very confused
to follow
at the beginning.
Yeah, it's a lot to digest. I think this movie bears a rewatch because then I would be able to just enjoy it. And
I think the only thing that we could have done to make it a little bit better and easier for us to follow is to turn on subtitles.
Yeah.
Like, I was kind of like halfway through, I almost went back and turned them on just so I could hear and read exactly what they're saying.
Yeah.
And understand what's happening. We do not do that with a lot of movies. We hardly do it at all because we get distracted by it and we're not actually paying attention to what we're watching. We're just reading.
Yeah.
So
it's one thing if you're watching a film in another language and you have to.
Sure.
I find it, if I am reading English while I am listening to English, I get too distracted by the reading.
And in this, there are like 2 or 3 different languages that they're speaking, including a weird sign language that they can do like down by their hips.
Right. That was something I actually liked about the world building in this. So these are very, very well-read, educated people, and they speak many languages. And they have like a sign language that they use, and there's magic, and there's all these things going on. So they're not just normal people.
It's 8,000 years in the future. I would hope so.
Correct. I don't know if that's just we're wealthy and have a lot of time on our hands to learn languages and stuff.
Yeah, you don't see any like peasants or anything like that from their original planet.
No.
Yeah.
No. So we find out they're all going to relocate to this planet, but Paul, our hero, is having dreams and visions.
Yeah.
And he just keeps seeing stuff on the planet they're going to, and there's like bad stuff that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And he thinks he needs to get there sooner, but he of course can't. His dad won't let him.
Right.
And when they get there, kind of nothing happens at the beginning.
Yeah.
It's like, oh look, shit's broken and it's hot here.
Well, and what I like about it is that the things they choose to explain, like the suits that they wear.
Yes.
The still suits is what they call them. The suit protects you, it cools you off. It takes in the sweat that you extrude from your body. It recycles it in the system, in the suit itself, and you can drink it from there to replenish whatever that you're losing through sweat. And you can just continue to have that cycle go on. And you would, she says, you're only going to lose a thimble worth of water throughout the entire day.
Yeah.
Of you doing this.
And you will not survive in the desert without this.
Right.
Because this is straight up nasty, high sun.
Right.
There's worms everywhere. Yeah, and they kind of give you some more backstory. You know, there's desert, there's these sandworms out there, and they're massive, and they have like a educational video he's watching that's like, they can be 400 meters long.
Right.
They're huge, and you have to do this special like sand dance walk thing to blend in.
Because they are attracted by rhythmic movement.
Tremors. What? What? Did I say tremors? I'm sorry. You must be mistaken.
Tremors are a lot smaller, Betsy.
They are a lot smaller, and they're still pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we get to this planet. Nothing works. All the equipment is crap.
And they realize that. That's like, dude, guys, this all sucks. All this equipment sucks. Mm-hmm. And they say, well, you know what? It is the desert. All the sand gets everywhere.
Yep. It gets everywhere and it ruins everything. And yeah, they have that sequence where there's a piece of machinery that's out there harvesting the spices.
Yeah, and they're going to be out there. And the Duke says, hey, I want to go and
check it out.
Because I want to see what I'm doing here.
Yeah. I need to understand this process.
So they get in their dragonfly ship.
Those were cool.
Which was cool as hell.
Yeah, so they're like helicopters, but they have 4 blades that flap.
Yeah.
Imagine a dragonfly.
Right. It's very cool.
Yeah.
So they go out there, they witness it doing the harvest, and they also have these bots that are out there looking for sandworms because...
reconnaissance bots.
Right. So they're, as the harvester is going, it's making vibrations that attract sandworms. And as things happen and the sandworms are spotted, there are basically rescue crews to come and extract the harvester, along with all the spice that it's bringing up. Mm-hmm. So while they're out there, one of the people in the thing says, hey, isn't that a sandworm out there? Yes, that is. Okay, let's bring in the extractor. Mm-hmm. And the extractor, one of the arms on it breaks.
And they cannot lift this thing out.
And they can't lift it out with one of the things that are broken. So they go on this rescue thing, and there's not really a lot that happens there.
It's just giving you more like setting the danger.
Yeah.
Like letting you understand this is how big this worm is, and you really need to not fuck around.
Right.
So like the Duke says, we're going to get all 21 people off of that thing. Yeah. We're going to load 7 guys on each of our choppers. And they don't even do that. Like the guys on the harvester actually say, no, we can't abandon this equipment. Our job is to stay here and die.
Right.
And he says, oh, fuck that.
Right.
Get them off.
Right. And which is a different thing than what those planet dwellers are used to. Mm-hmm. Like all the other guys, all they care about is the spice.
Money and spice and money.
And Oscar Isaac says, screw the spice. I don't care. Get these men out of here.
Yep.
Because that's what he would do on his own planet. Mm-hmm. So, and of course, him saying this is going to run afoul with the Emperor, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Because spice is the only thing he's there for.
That's all he's supposed to care about, but he actually cares about the men in the crew. And yeah, they have this moment where they're almost swallowed up, so Paul kind of collapses. He's having a vision. And we kind of glossed over this, but the fact that Paul is... they had a scene earlier where his mom explains that they have been carefully in her order crossing bloodlines to create this savior, basically.
The one.
There is a prophecy that there is going to be this individual who leads everyone out of the darkness. So again, one of those Star Wars things where I was like, this kind of feels like Star Wars.
To bring balance to the Force.
Yeah, literally can travel through, like, control space and time and light and dark.
The line is, a person powerful enough to bend space and time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at the part that we're talking about, Paul's having a vision and they think he's having a reaction to breathing in all the spice and sand.
Right.
And he's like, no, I know exactly what's going on. Mm-hmm. And he can see what's happening around him and he can see the future and he keeps envisioning Zendaya.
Right.
And doesn't know who she is.
Right.
And he keeps having visions of, people burning and things on fire, and he doesn't know what any of it means, but he figures out that he's going to be like handed a blade, and he sees his mother holding a baby, and her eyes are blue, indicating that she is one of the Fremen because they have adapted to the desert and the spice, so their eyes are blue.
Right.
So it's like all these different things.
And one of the other visions that he had was about our boy Duncan
dying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes the things he sees happen exactly the way he sees them. Mm-hmm. Sometimes in this movie they don't.
Right.
So he has a vision and then he's able to change it.
Right.
But most of the stuff he dreams comes true as he dreams it.
Right.
Yeah, and then the end of the sequence, of course, ends with the worm coming out of the ground, and it starts with just the wave,
right,
and then the ground basically turns into quicksand.
Well, and Josh Brolin, I don't think we ever got his name. He's just referred
the old
to
man.
as old man.
I'm sure they say his name
Probably.
like once.
Whatever. But yeah, Josh Brolin comes and rescues him, like picks him up from the sand and says, "We got to get the hell out of here. The worm's coming." And yeah, the whole sand sequence, the technology of their sand stuff is super impressive.
It's very, very cool.
Yeah.
The vibrations.
The vibrations basically break down the solid sand underneath you and turn it into liquid. Mm-hmm. It's super cool.
Yeah. And then the entire giant piece of machinery is just swallowed under a giant mouth with millions of teeth.
Right.
And yeah, that was cool. So it's like, here you go. That's a sandworm.
No, that's a starlight pit, Betsy.
Again, do you see why I bring this up?
Yeah.
There were a lot of things in here that I'm like, have we just been watching Dune for our entire lives?
I guess.
A different 70s ripoff. A loving ripoff, maybe,
sure.
But there's a lot of correlation that I'm suddenly realizing.
Yeah. Also, no guns.
Not until the end.
Yeah.
Not until the end. But you're right. They have like this protective equipment.
Yeah, that's the other thing we didn't really talk about. They have this shield, this protective personal shield that goes on their arm.
Little force field.
Yeah, and it protects them against like
impact.
Yeah. It's like a kinetic barrier.
Because they fight with swords.
Right.
They have blades and swords, and that's what they use.
Right, and it's supposed to protect you from, I guess, whatever it happens to be. But it only does so much.
Yeah, it won't keep you from getting killed. If they stick you with the pointy end, you're going down. But they make a comment like, slow things actually can get in there versus fast things. Like fast things, the kinetic energy basically bounces it off.
Sure.
A blow that's really hard is going to come flying right back off and you're not going to feel the impact. But something slow, if you're pushing, it will get through that barrier.
Right.
And so we see that a few times. And that was one of those, again, cool things. Like when you see the impact, it's blue. There's like this blue light ricochet around the body.
Yeah, that's the thing actually doing its job and ricocheting it off. But the red stuff is getting through.
Yes. The red stuff is a bad hit.
Right.
Bad. Yeah, so this is kind of the world they've been dumped on, and they realize shit's fucked, and then they are invaded.
Yeah.
And everything is blown to hell. There's stuff coming from the sky, and this, again, it's a nighttime battle sequence, and there's this spiraling, flame-throwing explosions. It was cool.
All of those explosions looked awesome.
It was very cool.
And like the way they were like blowing up all of those transports, like there's like this bomb that just kind of floats over it, and it's like slowing down as it's about to hit, and it hits the kinetic barrier that's on it, and it just explodes.
Yeah,
it's so cool.
Yeah, there was a lot of really neat scenes, a lot of cool touches.
Yeah.
I liked the technology, that it was advanced, but not too advanced.
Sure.
Yeah, and there's clearly been, like some assassination attempts. There's some different things, and this is just full-on war that we go into.
Yeah.
There's a betrayal. The family doctor, basically, his wife is being held captive, so he sells out the whole family.
Yeah, the Emperor, takes his family hostage.
The Baron. So it's Stellan Skarsgård who shows up out of nowhere.
Yeah, he's the Baron in charge of the Harkonnen.
Yeah,
which was the group that was in charge
of the planet
before our heroes came through.
Him and Bautista.
Yeah, him and Bautista. So they're pissed that they were making all this money, probably skimming stuff off the top, and giving all the rest to the Emperor. But they did things really well. They were efficient. They were
aggressive
spice.
And had no feelings.
Exactly, and they didn't give two shits about killing the natives who were there. But new guy, he's not going to kill anybody.
Yep.
He wants to get things done the way they're supposed to be done, at least in his mind. So
they take out the Duke.
Yeah.
But the doctor is not without feeling.
Right. And the doctor, he's doing this. He's basically selling out the Duke.
He was kind of blackmailed into it.
Yeah.
He got his wife.
Yeah. He didn't want to do it, but, he's going to get something out of it. Mm-hmm. So after they invade and they shoot him with a dart that
they basically
disables him.
Paralyze him. Yeah. So he's alive. He's awake.
He's aware.
But he can't move. He's immobile.
Right. So he says, I'm going to put this thing in your mouth. It looks like a tooth. And if you bite down on it, it is going to release a deadly poison that will kill everybody in the room.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he says, if you use your time, choose your moment wisely,
right.
You'll take out the Baron and anyone else.
You'll take out
around.
anybody else out there. You're going to die, but you're going to die anyway, buddy. You're done.
So, yes, he ends up doing that, but the Baron survives.
The Baron survives, which, again, the Baron dude is just creepy as hell.
Yeah, he's bald and sweaty and floating, and he has a weird metal back, and
right. I don't know. It's super weird. They don't really get into it.
He's very sci-fi.
Right.
And he's... I don't know what his deal is.
No.
Clearly, there's something that has happened that he has all these mechanics in his back.
Yeah.
And maybe in the book they give you a 24-page description.
He's Darth Vader.
He's the Darth Vader of our piece. He's out there doing the Baron's dirty work.
Yeah.
So he has an attempt on his life. The Duke ends his own life by doing this.
Yep.
But the Baron survives, we find out.
Right.
Meanwhile, another group of these guys took Paul and Jessica, and they were going to throw them in the middle of the desert.
Right.
But Paul uses the voice, or at least tries to get them to do what he wants.
He's still learning, Betsy.
These are not the droids you're looking for. Move along.
Exactly.
Move along.
A little Jedi mind trick.
Yeah, and he finally finds the right pitch, the right tone, and he says, ungag my mother, because she could do it by herself, because she's much more powerful. But her mouth is covered.
Right.
And so the guy actually, he gets it right. The guy takes her gag off. This was a cool effect when she's doing it, because it's basically like 6 or 7 voices all at once.
Right. And
at different pitches and echoes.
Yeah, and it's super bassy.
Yeah.
And
it's loud and vibrates the whole room.
Yeah.
If we saw this at home. So guys, we watched this on HBO because we have it, and we're going to watch it in our house. But I could appreciate watching this on a big screen, because imagine that in a surround theater.
Right. And
that would vibrate your bones.
And we have our system is very good. It is surround sound. We have the 5.1 set up and everything. It shook the room very much so on its own.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's very impressive. The sound in this movie is very impressive.
Yep. So the two of them escape. She basically Jedi mind tricks them into all killing each other.
But then something, I don't know what happens, something disables the ship that they're on, and it lands.
Yeah, I don't know if they had it pre-programmed or what.
I don't know. Maybe there's like a thing where only the one pilot can pilot the ship.
Right.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. But they get down there and they assess the equipment that they have. And eventually they get to the point where they have to put up a tent, and they take out all their stuff, and they find this wrapped up thing, which is basically the family seal.
Yeah, the doctor they don't show how they get on this plane, but my assumption is it was the doctor who ratted everybody out. Right. So he actually helped them locate their room and kind of walked with them to this particular plane because he put a pack on the plane for them to find.
Right. Which included is the family seal.
The ring,
the ring that the Duke had. It's like his
the
birthright.
Duke's ring.
Yeah, it's like his birthright. It's like, if you have this ring, you are the Duke now.
And now Paul's the Duke now.
Right.
Because his dad died.
Yeah.
That makes him the Duke.
Right. And at that point, they know that he is dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not stupid. They figure it out. But they're out in the middle of the desert, and they have to find the Freeman. That's what they have to do.
Yeah.
And they're wandering around the desert. Eventually, the doctor, who was there as kind of, she's a liaison for the Emperor, and Duncan shows up again. Yep. They get rescued, but they are quickly found out.
Yeah.
And again, this is kind of like the quick, slow part of the movie.
Yeah.
So they escape. They meet up with everybody. The bad guys come to get them again. They escape.
Yep. Duncan.
They crash their plane.
Duncan, Idaho, goes out in a blaze of glory.
So Duncan dies. The doctor who helped them dies. They crash a plane.
Well, they fly through a
Oh
sandstorm.
yeah, they fly through a sandstorm. That happens first.
Yeah.
How's that sandstorm song go? I don't have the rights for it, but you Google it, guys. Sandstorm. So yeah, he has another vision. He kind of keeps having all these visions at random moments.
Right.
But they're flying through a sandstorm trying to escape because nobody in their right mind is going to follow them in there. And he hears a voice that just basically says, "Let go, kind of go with the flow."
Use the force, Luke.
Use the force. And he turns off all the equipment.
Let go.
And they just fly through a storm.
Yeah.
Whipping circles, whipping shitties for God knows how many hours because they're like sleeping and just chillaxing.
Right.
And eventually they rise high enough above the storm that they can fly out of it.
Right.
And then they crash it. But of course, the second it hits the sandworms are coming. So they got to sprint like hell to the rocks.
Yeah, find the rocks.
And once again, very cool stuff with the sandworms.
Then they get very, very close to it too.
They do.
As soon as it hits the rocks, it just comes up. I mean, obviously it can't see, so it just comes up, and you can see everything in all its glory.
That was a little bit later, I think, but yes.
Yeah.
There's like a kind of, again, this is kind of the lull. There's a little bit of a lull here.
Sure.
And the sandworm is just like staring them down without eyes. It's just his big mouth and then the little throat like opening and closing.
Right.
This fucker's massive. And this is like
yeah.
the worm.
Yeah.
Because they kind of talk about there are different worms, but this is like the worm.
Big Daddy.
They all have a name for this fucker. I don't know because everything has weird sci-fi language.
Right.
And there's like bagpipes and throat singing. I don't know. There's a lot going on in this movie.
Yeah. That's, like, we're not going to cover everything here because
Again,
it's a 2.5 hour movie.
It's dense and you really just need to watch it.
You do. But I think that this is just more of a, okay, we understand this, right? Right. Okay.
Yeah, yep. But ultimately, they find the people they're looking for. Another person we met earlier in the movie, who I didn't know was in this movie, is Javier Bardem.
Right.
They find him in the desert. They basically are like, no, we don't want to take you in. But then they're like, fuck that, you're taking us in.
Yeah.
And one guy doesn't like it, so they have to have like a fight to the death.
Ritual combat.
Yeah, I didn't understand this. What was the point? What was his shit?
Well, I don't know. They don't really explain it, but a part of their religion, I guess, is, hey, I'm going to go against my leader because you lost to the woman. Well, if you lost to the woman, you're not strong enough.
You're not the leader anymore.
You're not the leader anymore. I'm the leader, but you need to fight someone.
I think basically now that you've said that. So she beat his mom, fought Javier Bardem, and she won.
Yep.
So that would make her the leader. She's an outsider. That guy doesn't like it.
Yeah.
So he challenges her, but he won't fight her.
Right.
So she has to have a champion.
Trial by combat.
Trial by combat, basically, for him to become the new leader.
Yeah.
But of course, Paul wins.
Yeah.
But there,
which he also has a vision right before the fight, envisioning himself getting killed.
Yeah, and there's a voice saying, Paul, whatever his last name is, has to die in order for so-and-so to live.
Yeah, a life for a life.
Yeah, and it's just this kind of, the old Paul has to die. It's a big damn metaphor for the boy has to die so the man can be born.
Sure.
Kind of a thing.
Why not?
Yeah. And then finally, this is the part of the movie where Zendaya, who has only been showing up in little images and visions.
She's barely in the movie.
And until about 10 minutes before the end of the movie, the only word she had said was Paul. And I was like, is she going to have any lines this movie?
Right.
But she did actually get some lines by the end. She had an actual scene with actual lines and something to do.
Yeah. Which I imagine, of course, she's going to be a much, much bigger part in part 2.
Absolutely. Like, there's a lot of visions of them kissing, and she stabs him, and he doesn't understand it. And then there's, like, the possibility of fanatical nuts because he is the savior and they're all going to follow him and bleed and turn the world on fire.
Yeah, he has these visions of a war in his name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That he becomes this dark side Sith Lord.
Right. Totally. Yeah.
I'm sorry. The longer I'm talking about it, the more I'm realizing how similar these two things kind of are.
It totally is.
When you break it down.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, I'm into that. Obviously, we're into Star Wars.
I hate them. They're stupid. Never seen them before in my life.
Yeah. So I'm into this insofar as I hope that they pay off all this stuff. Because they set up a lot.
Yeah. So now the movie ends. They've basically been invited into the group, into this group that is all in desert people.
Javier Bardem says, "You're one of us now."
Yep. It's a desert people that lives underground, and there's apparently millions of them, but nobody knows how many there are.
Right.
They survive without being seen. They survive the fucking sandworms.
Yep.
And his mom keeps saying, no, he has to get off this planet. But he says, no, this is my road. Right. My road leads into the desert.
Right, and I think what she's trying to do is she wants him to parlay with the Emperor and just say, hey, I'm the Duke now. My dad is dead. And now we want you to help us in some way. I'm not sure what her plan was there. But I think that's what she wants to do. She wants him to go to the Emperor and say, hey, knock this off.
And make peace.
Yeah.
Somehow. Like, he even says he's got a bunch of daughters. I'll go marry one of his daughters.
Right. Yeah.
Or I'll take over because they're not going to.
Right. And
I didn't really understand that exactly.
Yeah. And she says, well, you're going to make a play for the throne.
Yeah.
If you do something like that.
Yeah.
But he has a different path in front of him, I guess. So
the next one will clearly still be on this planet. I assume we will meet our faceless emperor. Batista's still alive. The Baron is still alive. He's recovering. He's healing.
In a tub of black goo.
Oil.
Yeah.
He's like bathing in oil.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know how long we're gonna have to wait for this.
I don't know.
But I was into it. By the end, I was like, okay.
Yeah, I'm into this. Yeah.
I'm into this. So bold predictions. So this is what I think we're gonna get out of this come Oscar season.
All right.
I think this will absolutely be nominated for production design.
Sure.
I think this will be nominated for cinematography.
Sound.
I think this will be nominated for sound.
Whether it be mixing or editing or whatever
both,
it is.
Or both.
Yeah.
I think this will be nominated for score.
Yeah. Music.
Music is incredible.
Yeah. But, okay, there is a genre of this kind of score that is very much the Christopher Nolan,
yes,
that kind of a thing, but they do it in a unique way. So it's not entirely the same. It's not entirely unique.
It's effective, though.
It is effective, 100%.
And you know what? Effective is more impressive than boring.
Yeah, it fits into this world very well.
Yes, if I couldn't summon up and describe what this music sounded like to somebody outside of this movie, then you didn't do a very good job. Or it was so subtle. Like, sometimes music is really subtle and moving, but it still has an impression. Sometimes it's so subtle you forget about it entirely. Sure. I don't remember which movie it was, but if we go back and revisit our Oscar movies, there were a couple where I'm like, fuck, I don't remember what the music was. Sure. This score stood out. I was getting really invested. Like, it was making me nervous.
Right.
Like, when it's supposed to feel tense, I felt tense. Yeah. So I thought that was effective. I think potentially director. Potentially.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd go so far as, like, screenplay.
No.
Or best picture. I think maybe if there's not a... I don't know what the race is going to look like this year.
We have no idea. It's way too early to tell.
The landscape of the Best Picture nominees is so broad when they can have up to 10.
Yeah.
This is the kind of movie Hollywood likes to nominate, so there's a good chance.
The big epics. They love the big epics.
Yes. And this is, if anything, going to be one that gets nominated for technical awards. It is stunning. This is a stunning movie.
Yeah, you're not going to get acting awards. You're not going to get...
Timothy Chalamet is just brooding.
Sure. And I don't really think that it's going to get any kind of writing credits. It's going to be the design of the world and
yeah.
how it is when you are in that world.
Yeah, I think adapted screenplay might be a stretch. But the other stuff, maybe costumes?
Yeah.
Costume design, maybe?
Yeah. Because there's a lot of, like, stormtrooper-looking guys. Yeah. And
they like go all out. This is a world. Like there was that scene right at the beginning where they're coming to give them their charge.
Yeah.
And there's like 12, 20 people getting off of this spaceship.
Yep.
And they're all like in different kinds of weird hoods and masks.
All their regalia.
They have regalia. And, you know, his mom, her dress throughout the whole movie, like the chains and the sashes.
Chains on the face and, the entire thing when they get onto the sand world. It's super cool.
Yeah. I think, now that I'm talking about it more, costumes.
Sure.
This is going to get a lot of nominations. There, I said it.
But you know what? They pulled it off.
Yes.
And, of course, we have no reference to the books or any of the other movies or TV shows, I guess. Because, the one in 2000 was a 3-part miniseries that apparently the fans of the books liked a lot better, but it had just the budget of a made-for-TV movie or a made-for-TV miniseries.
I could see this as a TV show. Like, there were a few moments in here where you could feel the Act 1 ending and Act 2 beginning.
Yeah.
And if you cut that up and made it into a miniseries, if you had made a Game of Thrones style miniseries of Dune in 2000.
Yeah.
And not stopped at 3. If you had done like 5, 6, 7, maybe that's like the sweet spot.
Yeah. But I think the reason why you can't do that and why Game of Thrones was different is because Game of Thrones was not done.
Yeah. They winged it a little bit.
Yeah. They very much did.
Which
and
is
they changed a lot of things. Dune
they clipped some things out, switched some characters around.
Dune is done and dusted. It has been this story the entire time. And people have been trying to just whip it into shape, whip it into a movie that can be filmed and can be enjoyable for people instead of just text on a page.
I think the people who say, "Oh, that can't be adapted," you are lacking in imagination.
Totally.
Yes, I think you're right. What you said at the beginning. It's all about time. You can't make a movie as epic as you want without the technology that you need to pull it off. Now it exists, which is why this movie's actually good.
Yeah.
Versus 1984, which I haven't seen, but I'm gonna guess it looks cheesy as fuck.
And I would be interested in seeing that particular adaptation just for maybe just this part of the movie. I don't know if I would want to see the entire thing because I don't want spoilers for what happens in part 2 and 3 and whatever.
Yeah.
We'll
watch the first half of Dune.
I want to see how David Lynch creates this world and how its characters kind of react to each other.
Also, just the fascinating mind that is David Lynch.
Sure. If anybody's got an ego to say, yeah, I can make Dune, it's fucking David Lynch.
Yeah, I'm sure it is very different stylistically. I know a few people who have seen it. So now that I've watched this, I'm going to have some questions for
You might have to ask them, okay, what's the deal with this stuff? Don't give me any spoilers for what happens after this. But, what's the deal? Why is that one shit?
I asked somebody that question the other day, and without going into it, because I hadn't seen it and had no context, they basically said there are parts that are good, but it's worse when all put together. So the sum of its parts is not good.
Yeah. And again, you're never going to get a big, big, big epic in less than 2 hours. No. You just can't do it.
No, you cannot do it. If it's an epic, it's in the fucking word. Give them the 5-hour movie. Who the hell cares? Might I remind you of a little thing called Lord of the Rings?
Oh, God.
Those movies are 2.5 to 3.5 hours on their own. The director's cut, it's like 3.5, 4 hours. And I think most people like us will agree the extended cuts are better.
Yeah. Yeah. It fleshes things out.
It's so much. It's 12 hours or whatever of movie.
Commitment.
Yeah.
But if you want to be completely enveloped in that story and the characters, you do it.
Yeah. And now that we've watched those versions every time since we've been together, I can't go back.
I never want to go back to the originals. And we are overdue to watch the extended editions again.
Let's do it.
Oh, Betsy, we have no time.
Shut up. We love it. We'll figure it out.
We have no time.
But Dune. I like Dune.
Yeah, I'm into this. I want to see more. I'm disappointed.
You've wet my whistle.
I'm disappointed that we're going to have to wait so long to get another one. But you know what? I'm into it. Mm-hmm. But that's all we have for today about Dune. I like the
Dune.
I like the font treatment because it's just a bunch of curves.
Yeah.
In that, I like that.
It's abstract lettering.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. But
yeah. I saw another meme where it was just a picture of Timothée Chalamet. I lean over to my girlfriend in the movie theater when I'm watching this trailer. That's Dune. Idiots not invested making funny jokes.
Wait, who's Dune again?
That guy.
I don't understand.
Which one is Dune? Everyone.
No, his name's Paul.
Obviously. You idiots.
Yeah. All right, let's go over an email we got from Stephanie about our Halloween movies. One of those, Beetlejuice. That I had not seen. From Stephanie about Beetlejuice. This is a great movie. So many great actors in this movie. Lots of fun scenes and weird sets and costumes.
Accurate.
Yeah. Not sure how they got away with a fuck in a PG rating, but the 80s were a weird time where somehow this was a kids movie despite how pervy and creepy Beetlejuice is. Yeah, the 80s were a weird time when it came to ratings.
Right, and we only in the 80s got the PG-13 rating.
I don't think they knew how to use it at that time yet.
It was still really new.
Yeah.
So maybe that's all it is they just couldn't figure out which ones should be PG and which ones should be PG-13.
Yeah, what are the cutoffs?
I think by today's standards, Beetlejuice would be PG if you cut a bunch of other things.
You just had to cut the word.
Otherwise, it's a solid PG-13 to me.
Yeah. Because, you can have one. You can have
in
one fuck in a
PG-13?
PG-13 movie.
Name me another PG movie where they use the F word.
None.
Exactly.
None. But then again, I know of a lot of rated R movies that's all they do is curse. Mm-hmm. There's nothing else. So
there was no script. Just say fuck a lot.
I guess. All right, continuing on. Regarding Mitch's email about cry movies, I am also getting more emotional the older I get. Fact. As a parent, I watch a lot of Pixar, which usually makes me cry. Then even the occasional horror movie will make me cry. The last 15 minutes of Train to Busan makes me cry every time, which I don't know what that movie is, but I think you do.
It's a Korean movie about zombies, I believe. It's like a zombie apocalypse sort of thing.
Okay.
It's supposed to be good.
Sure.
Maybe we'll get to it.
Sure. Love you guys from Superfan Stephanie.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you, Stephanie, for the email. So, Betsy, that's the end of the show.
And indeed it is.
Until next time, if you want to tell us who you think Dune is.
Which one do you think Dune is? Which Dune do you like? Have you seen the 1984 Dune? Have you seen the 2000 miniseries?
Yeah.
Is it rubbish?
Do you like David Lynch?
Have you read the book?
Right. Don't spoil anything, please. But
what other sci-fi epics do you enjoy?
Or what other sci-fi epic books do you want to have turned into a, 3-movie series, trilogy type thing? Saga, thank you. Yeah, email us, neverseenitpod@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter, neverseenit_pod. And if you wish, if you want, if you desire to give us all of your money, please don't. You need that to live. But if you wish to give us a portion of that, click the link in the podcast description, email us, and you can ask for our Venmo. Whatever you want to do is fine by us. It's all cool. But yeah, Betsy, that's the end of the show. This has been Never Seen It. We'll catch you next time with another episode. My name's Trent.
My name is Betsy.
Bye-bye.
Bye.